Hello and welcome to Filmfolket's podcast. We that speaks today is Göran,
Johannes,
Daniel,
and Björn.
Today's movie is They Call Me Trinity. The movie in brief.
Trinity arrives to the town where his brother Bambino is impersonating the local sheriff. While waiting for his fellows, he plans to steal a herd of horses. Meanwhile, the Gracelands are being settled by a community of Mormons who are exploited by bandidos led by the outlaw Mezcal, and an unscrupulous sinister major who wants this land for his own and the wealth of the horse herd.
That summarizes good. And I like this kind of parody of the spaghetti western. Especially with this duo that uses a very funny slapstick humor and also how they've shot things that looks like it shouldn't be possible. Like pouring a whole bottle into a mug.
Yes, there's definitely this cartoonish convention to everything.
And also how they're fighting. They're very good at, especially this big guy. He can slap a person to the ground without using much force. And also Trinity that uses when he was going to help the other guy. He was stopping one of the people that was going to shoot him, the other guy, and was putting up the arm and was rearranging the legs, so it just looked silly. And I like the character, Trinity. He's very lazy, but he can do good things if he wants to. But it's just the lazy nature of his character that I kind of think is funny.
Yes, there's this joke at the end that really emphasizes that.
I also like how they are making a parody out of the spaghetti western, especially when it comes to the way that the characters always make a stare to a person. And then one of the main characters was like, I'm staring to that person, but I'm also eating something. That's also a funny way to use the parody.
Yes, it's a kind of setting up a scene to build tension, but it's just built as this whole silly thing.
I also like the soundtrack. It makes a good mood to the settings, and then when this Mexican people are coming, then we got some kind of barrido music or something sort of like it.
Yeah, it's a very upbeat theme for some reason. It doesn't really reflects the situation.
It's this stereotypical mariachi track.
Yeah. Very upbeat, and they're coming in to spread some chaos and have some fun while at it. So yeah, interesting.
There's a good dynamic with the main actors, Terence Hill and Bud Spencer. They've collaborated for about 30 movies, and we brought up earlier how they have this Asterix and Obelix
Dynamic.
Yeah. They have like a love-hate relationship between them.
Well, if they are brothers, it reflects very well with the characters as they treat each other with respect, but they also take the piss with each other a lot of the time.
There's a good array of physical stunts and slapstick. It's pretty well choreographed. These brawling scenes where they toss people around, it's really well done.
Especially in that merchant's shop when Trinity was using all kind of things, and then one of the guys that he was fighting was like mashing his head into the cashier, and it was saying thank you.
He fights pretty effortlessly when he fights and smacks people around, and even when he gets hit, he doesn't really take that much damage and just smacks people around anyway.
And the way that they're using like liquor for everything to treat one of the person in the beginning of the movie, and then using heating up the knife and then put the liquor on it and then like cleaning it off and then putting it into the wound to get out the
loose bullet,
and then like ignite it, and then that character was starting to burst up laughing.
Oh yeah,
that was kind of fun as well.
Well, he was drunk out of his mind.
Yeah.
They keep pouring whiskey in his throat.
He can't even stand up. Yeah, just give him some more whiskey so he can go back to sleep. Do that for about a week, and he must have some problems after this.
By the end of the movie, he's an alcoholic. It's funny. It's very dark, but it's funny.
This running joke that they keep feeding him stuff.
They keep telling to throw him out, but he can't walk because they feed him whiskey all the time. So I feed him some whiskey. That he's never gonna walk.
He's never going to sober up. So yeah.
Constantly drunk. It's very funny.
I'm just curious how they have made it in this movie, because when it comes to Sergio Leone's movies, it was shot in silent. So I was just wondering if this just is using the normal way of filming, or is it like the same? Because it doesn't feel like it's dubbed.
Good question.
I don't think it was. Tried to read up a little on the filming and I couldn't really find anything about that. But as we've established, it's a movie made with a large Italian cast, and I think they've learned English well enough.
I mean, I like how they have made like a parody of classical things from the spaghetti western. And I was just thinking, what could have been done better and other thoughts? What I can think of is that they have captured the atmosphere and made a very good parody out of the spaghetti western. So I have not much that I can think of that needed changing. So and also, like we said, that these two doing a very great job in portraying the roles.
I thought it was interesting to see these Mormons portrayed the way they were. They made a sympathetic bunch.
Was the leader's name Sebastian? No, Tobias. I was about to say, he did get a pretty big speaking role in the film. Yeah, but what about the rest of the men and women? They didn't speak too much, except for the daughters.
Yeah.
I think they could have at least had some lines just to see some relationship between the people, the Mormons. They were doing the work, they were interacting with each other, but they didn't speak much. So I think they could at least said something. That's my opinion. I did miss a small part of the movie, but I thought that all of the brawl at the end was a bit drawn out.
I was thinking the same.
Yeah. they could have streamlined some scenes, even if they were showing that the Mormons actually learned some fighting. I am referring to the guy that picks up the bandidos and spins them, and he didn't succeed with the other guy that he span around like 3 times, and then he got bonked on the head and collapsed to the ground. So yeah, there is humor in it, but they could have streamlined some scenes because it was brawl, brawl, and brawl. I didn't really see the point at some point.
Yeah, I agree. Most of the scenes are pretty funny, but some of those scenes they didn't really bring anything. So they could have skipped those scenes and made it a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
And would have made a bigger impact.
Yes.
I think. But yeah, I agree. It was a little bit outdrawn.
More a matter of pacing than the scenes themselves.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I also like the horse in the beginning because he's doing a very good job, because Trinity is not steering him or her. I don't know what it was on the horse, but the horse was knowing where to go. So
Yeah.
that was quite interesting.
Yeah, I really like the introduction of Trinity. He's not riding the horse. He's sleeping on the like a, what's it called? It's like a stretcher
Yeah.
where you bring like sick people,
Yeah.
dragged by the horse, and it's even dragged like over the river.
Yeah.
So it's almost drowned by the river. It's
And he
pretty funny.
couldn't care less.
But he doesn't care. Like, he's too lazy.
In my opinion, in the introduction of Trinity, it seems more or less that he was dragged in like a corpse, and the corpse went in to just interact with people and get a meal, and almost that he gained back his humanity while he ate a whole pan of beans and bread. So he kind of came back to life after being the corpse dragged into town, in my opinion.
Yeah. And it didn't even bother putting on the gun and stuff. He was just dragging the gun in the dirt while he walked into the...
Through the river, through the dirt, that should be really good for a revolver at that age, sure.
They really show how lazy he is at the start of a movie.
Very careful.
At the same time, they show how great he is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably why he's so lazy too, because he doesn't have to care.
He's such a quick draw that it doesn't matter. He could be disadvantaged and still come up top.
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
They show like he's always aware that if someone's going to shoot him or try to shoot him,
Oh yeah.
he shoot them before they can do anything. They could be behind a wall and he just shoots them.
Oh, yeah.
He knows they're there. It's pretty funny. And like, excuse me, and like you mentioned, the horse knows what it's doing and where to go. So when they arrived at the stagecoach center or something, the horse told him that they're there.
Yeah.
So all right, time to get up. It's pretty funny.
And to connect back to that, in the end of the movie, he pretty much does the same thing in the intro, but in reverse. They are going to, I think it was Florida. And he was like, yeah, back to the same old. I am going to lay down on the stretcher and let the horse take me to where I'm supposed to go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the horse is trained in a very particular way.
I should say this stretcher is lying on is called a travois. It's a sort of cart used in, let's say, pre-Columbian America as a sort of cart with no wheels.
Mm. Yeah, because all I can think of is a stretcher, because it reminds me of a stretcher, but wider.
Yeah.
Same basic function.
Yeah,
just
pretty much.
Using the lower... this isn't the place to talk physics, anyway.
But it was funny. That's what I'm saying. It's a funny way to travel.
There were also these other things I wanted to say. Terence Hill really did devour the entire pan of beans.
Okay.
He fasted for an entire day beforehand.
Well, that's pretty cool.
all in one take.
Apparently.
Jesus.
And the first movie that we just watched accidentally entered the public domain on the release. It's not the first time this happened, and I cannot remember which movie we watched earlier that had the same issue. But
How does this happen?
basically it has to do with the registration for the trademark and things like that.
Oh.
The leitmotif is borrowed for the ending of Django Unchained because Tarantino liked it, and as a tribute.
Other thoughts for next time? Or other ideas for next time?
I had this idea about when we're watching these deconstructionist westerns, there's a movie called The Quick and the Dead with a lot of famous actors and actresses. I thought it might be an interesting thing to watch.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
Sure.
So I wish you goodbye for this time, and I hope we will see you all again. Goodbye.
Till next time.